We're starting the day with Theo Fleury. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Always love having you. Over the past few years, Calgary Flames legend Theo Fleury has traveled the country as an advocate against abuse. More recently with your country music band, which is very exciting. Calgary's still home for you, although the road sounds like it's more home for you.
Yeah, it is.
And you are coming back for Rogers Hometown Hockey in YYC. We're so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, great to catch up as always. So you've been touring lots. How many days are you touring these days?
Geez, I'm probably on the road 200 days a year now. So
wow.
Between the music and the speaking and, appearances and whatnot. But, it's great. We're making a lot of headway in the field of childhood trauma, and, more and more people are finding their voice, and it's kind of cool to be that person that people, sort of seek out to tell me their stories.
Yes, and do you find that in touring and being able to be in these new places, maybe places you've never been before, that you do have that opportunity to have that exchange with people who know your story?
Absolutely. I think since the first book came out, Playing with Fire, we've had probably over 500,000 people, either directly or indirectly, say those magical words, "Me Too," and it's been awesome.
Yeah, and this is a journey that you've been on for many years, and really, stepped up in terms of speaking out and sharing your story, which I think is so brave and important. But what do you think, the people that you've met and crossed paths with, what do they get out of that exchange?
Well, for me, it was funny because. One of the first book signings I did in Toronto, 400 people showed up at this book signing, and so I started signing books, and out of the corner of my eye I spot a guy in line, and he's got my book clutched against his chest, and his face is buried in the floor, and he's walking really slow, and so he gets to the front of the line, sets the book on the table, looks me in the eye and says, "Me too," right? And that was sort of the first person. But more than anything, I needed to hear it too, because I didn't realize the magnitude of childhood trauma, and with Bell Let's Talk and all these initiatives that are going on out there, what I've realized is that so many people think that trauma is in its own category, addictions is in its own category, and mental health is in its own category, but they all live in the same house. They're all, intertwined together, and so, to be able to create this, global conversation that so badly has been needed for years and years and years, when that person comes to you and tells you that story for the first time, there is a whole bunch of empowerment that comes behind that, and that's been my experience. I wrote that book in 2009, not having a clue what I was getting myself into, but I quickly realized that something that I'd carried around most of my life that I felt was uncommon is actually the most common thing that happens in the world, and so we haven't stopped, and I know that we're helping lots of people, come to grips with this and finding, a path to healing.
Yes, and good for you for opening up that conversation, because sometimes those two words, "Me too," that is the first step for people.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah. Now, now I know you're touring and lots with music, and that's a great part of your life. And you'll return to hockey this weekend, Rogers Hometown Hockey. Not putting the skates on though, but what is your involvement this weekend?
I'll be hanging down at the Olympic Plaza on Saturday and Sunday, and I think I'll be on the big show on Sunday night. But I think this whole Rogers Hometown Hockey has been great for Canada. It showcases, how important the game of hockey is to all of us. And I know how big of a role it played in my life, early in my life. And Ron and Tara do such an amazing job in showcasing, all these people, all these volunteers from all these places that we never hear about, that are a huge part of, kids' lives. I grew up in Russell, Manitoba, and you know, I played for the same 3 coaches for the whole 9 years that I lived in Russell, plus, you know, these 13 amazing guys that I played hockey with and baseball with. And if it wasn't for, you know, these 3 amazing men that taught me some pretty incredible core values that I still hold very near and dear to my heart today. And it's really where I learned about winning and the importance of teamwork and all of that. So it's nice that Rogers, you know, showcases these people that, you know, maybe don't get the credit that they deserve.
Yeah.
And there's always, you know, 10 of them in all these little towns that sort of make their communities great, and the hockey rinks in these communities are such a hub for everybody to sort of get together and be, you know, part of a team and part of a community. And you know, I think this weekend, you know, we get to celebrate Calgary and all that's great about this community, and you know, how giving we are, how loving we are, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and yes, Calgarians will rally this Saturday, Olympic Plaza. That's when the festival takes place, noon until 6, Sunday, 11 a.m. until the end of the game. It's a long haul on Sunday, and with lots of hockey greats, including yourself, participating. I'm sure you have many generations of fans now, too.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Good, okay. Well, great to have you as
too.
always. Theo Fleury on the show this morning. Andrew